Good evening, guys, and then welcome to another session, another free session. As you all know, we host these sessions from time to time to basically pick one topic and then we more or less solve that problem and then try to like understand it and then know how we can practicalize it in the market. So the last thing we did was support on support. No, it was basic support and resistance. And then I said that our next class was going to be support on resistance, resistance on support. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at what this concept is and then how we can basically use it to take trades in the Forex market. Do you understand? Now, before we get started, I have some good news. I think this week we might have like a giveaway of prop firms. So I'll be giving out like five prop firms accounts. Yeah. So active people, it's going to be like 5K accounts. So you guys, active people will definitely collect it. I don't want to talk about the day, but I'm just going to tell you guys in the morning. Then hopefully in the afternoon we basically will more or less give them out. Yeah, and it's something that's hopefully is going to be consistent month on month. Do you understand? So that being said, let's get started. Now, if we look at the whole concept of support and resistance, why we started looking at support and resistance was because of that whole question of where should we actually jump on our trends. So if I have an uptrend where price is more or less pushing, price creating series of higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. Do you understand? At the higher high there, I know this is an uptrend and I'm supposed to buy. Now, the question now becomes, where do I buy? Should I buy at the top here? Because if I buy here now, price might just start retracing. Do you understand? Even if I want to wait for the no, not already past accounts. You will have to pass the accounts. So now, even if we want to wait for the retracement, we really don't know exactly where it's going to stop for the reversal. Do you understand? So we started looking at support and resistance under the whole topic of zones or areas of interest. Now, we said that these areas of interest are more or less levels where once price gets to, there's a potential for a reversal or for more or less, yes, a reversal or a reaction. Do you understand? So that's basically what we look to take our buy or sell trades. And when we looked at basic support and resistance, we said that a support is basically any low you can identify on your charts. And then a resistance is any high you can clearly, okay, I know use the word clearly identify on your charts. So if you look at this chart I have here, if you look at this high here, this high that price just created, that's a resistance. If you look at this low here, this is a support. We have another support here. Price is just tapping into another support here. Then we got like this resistance here that formed the next resistance here. Do you understand? So any high you can clearly identify is a resistance, and then any low you can clearly identify on your chart is a support. Now, we said that the basic rule of using support and resistance is buy from support, sell at resistance. But then we also established that you don't just buy from support and then sell at resistance. You have to factor in the trend. So if I have an uptrend, this whole uptrend example that I drew here, this whole uptrend example that I have here, this whole uptrend example that I have here, if you look at it, you see that we'll have both supports. We'll have another support level here. Then we got resistance here. We got another resistance here. Do you understand? So we have both resistance and then support zones. But then if you look at the whole rule of trends, an uptrend is a market we're looking to buy. So we cannot come and say, oh, we are looking at selling at resistance in an uptrend. The only thing we can look to is what? Is support zones, because it's actually a support that we can look to buy from. So how do we do that? Anytime we have price create a high, we have to wait for price to come back, tap that support, then we look to buy from that level, and then basically look at it pushing to the upside. Do you understand? Those of you that trade other blocks, you have almost the same thing. It's more or less like a similar thing. Wait for price to retrace fully, tap, and then you look to buy. You're looking at that reversal around that point. It's the opposite in a downtrend. This same downtrend too, you have both resistance and then support levels. But then what you're going to be using in this case will be resistance levels. Now, I'm just making a recap for those that were not around, or even those that were around, for you to understand better and then get an idea of what we're talking about, more or less catch up. Now, in this case, now we're looking at price going back, tap resistance, then at the top of that resistance, then we sell. Do you understand? That's what we more or less spoke about in the last class. That was like the whole thing about the last class. I'm not going into it deeply today because today it's another topic. And what's that topic? Like you guys already saw on the invitation, what we're going to be discussing today are more or less support and resistance flip zones. So we have a support and resistance flip. Okay. We have a support and resistance flip. Now, what is a support and resistance flip? A support and resistance flip is basically when a support turns to a resistance and then when a resistance turns to a support. So let me write that down somewhere here so that you guys will get to see it. Basically, when support turns to a resistance and when a resistance turns to a support. Now, if you look at the examples we already, or the recap I did, I said that in an uptrend, you're looking to buy from the support. Do you understand? You're waiting for price to come back, tap that support, and then buy. Now, imagine I come back to you again, and then I tell you that this same support you're buying at, you should actually sell at that support. The question you're going to ask me is how? Do you understand? How does that happen? You just told me to buy from the support. Now you're saying I should or I can sell from this or from that same support. You get, so please, guys, just pay attention and then listen to how this whole thing happened. Are you guys with me so far? Please, if you're with me, can you leave an emoji in the comments or in the chat box? Yeah, let me know you guys are with me. You don't need to unmute yourself. Why Jerry they put laughing emoji? Okay, so I see you guys are with me here. So let's look at how this whole thing happens. Now, we start with a support turn to resistance. Now, whenever we have a support level, yeah, that's a low. Whenever we have a low, that's a support level, yeah. Now, ideally, the thing here is that whenever price taps this low, we should be looking to buy. Do you understand? But in the case where price comes to this level and then fails to stop, that fails to tap here and then reverse, and then passes it to the downside. That's the word there I'm supposed to use is break, but then what I mean is just price passing it to the downside. Now, price fails to stop here and then reverse, and then passes it to the downside. Do you understand? In this case, if you look at this structure now, who can tell me what trend is this? If you know it, just put it in the chat box. Honestly, this person will automatically qualify for the prop firm giveaway. I will send them to you direct. Okay. The first person, the first person that sent it was Morino Foods Gallery. So please, you DM me later, yeah, either on Telegram or WhatsApp. I'll send you the prop firm this week. So it's a downtrend. I'll send a link to register it, and then I'll get to the free account. So a downtrend. It's a downtrend actually. Other people who got it, but then he got it first. So this is a downtrend. And a downtrend is a market where we're looking to sell. Do you understand? A downtrend is a market where we're looking to sell. Now, if we're looking to sell in this downtrend, what a support turn to resistance is more or less telling us is that, please guys, pay attention to this here, is that after having this whole price creating this lower low, when next price is going up, now it has to create what? A lower high. Now, that lower high is what we're looking to catch. That's where we're looking to catch the next sell in the market. Are you guys listening? So now, what support turn to resistance is more or less telling us is that this same support that was broken, when next price gets here, it's a place where price can basically stop for more or less the reversal to the downside. So we should be looking to sell at that level. So once price approaches that level, we're looking to sell. We're looking to sell and then anticipate price more or less reversing to the downside. Do you guys get the idea? So what that means is anytime you have a low in the market, anytime you have a low in the market, which is a support, and then price actually comes to that low and then breaks it to the downside. When next price gets there, it's a place you should be looking to sell because price will potentially stop here and then basically reverse to the downside. So let's jump on our chart and then take a look at an example. And this one is something that even happens a lot. So don't really need to go far to actually see it, except gold has been doing an uptrend lately. Let me want you to be happier. Let's see, do you get something like that? Not really here. We got something like that here, but then it's not really clear. It's not really clear. Okay, see here. We got it here. So I'm going to talk about this one first. So if you look at this market, you see that we had this whole low here. One sec. This whole low here. Now let me extend it this way. Then let me cut it. Good. Now, if you look at this low here, if I play this chart, you see that price came and then broke that low to the downside. That's price came there, did not stop there, and then it basically sold and then passed it to the downside. So the rule from what we've learned about support onto resistance is that whenever something like this happens, we should look at price going back to stop here, and then we look at selling at that point because price will more or less stop here and then reverse towards the downside. So let's look at how price behaved. So now you can see that immediately price got into that level. What we got was what? A bearish candlestick. That's immediately price tapped, we sold to the downside. And if you look at it, that's where the sell more or less continue to the downside. So now this level now is a potential place where we can jump on our sells in a downtrend. So whenever you have a downtrend now, you more or less be looking at lows where price can potentially come tap and then sell. So now in this case where price are sold to the downside, now let's say I come to this chart now and I'm trying to analyze the markets. I know it's a downtrend as it is currently, and I'm looking for where is the next best place I can potentially sell. What I'll look for now is where was the last low that price broke to the downside. In this case now is this one here. So we got this low here. Good. Now, let's watch and see if price came back to like stop around that level. So at the top of this level now, this is basically where I'll be looking to sell. So let's say sell around here and then stop loss slightly above here like this, and then I'll target the downside. Something like this. Do you get? In this case now, I have my sell trade. Now, another thing I want you guys to understand is that sometimes price will tap into these levels and then go deeper. That's why you have your stop loss level. Do you understand? So always give it a breathing space. No one is saying it's exactly at that level that price will tap and then react. And that's why we're still using that whole rectangle tool. We're using a box. We're highlighting an area. Do you understand? You're not drawing it with a line. Are you guys getting the idea? So at this point now, I'm more or less looking at price reversing from here, from around here, and then what? Basically dumping to the downside. Okay, it pushed up slightly, but then we got the sell. So now, this is more or less how you get your sell opportunity in a downtrend using this whole support onto in this case, support onto resistance. Now, we have another one slightly around this side. Let me cut this. So if you look towards this side, you see that we got a low here. If I highlight this low and then extend it, we'd see that price actually came back to like break it to the downside. You can see that price tapped inside and then failed to buy. It actually passed it to the downside. Break well now. Good. So now in this case, now what we're going to do in this case is more or less wait for price to tap back inside this level and then sell. So let's see how price behaved. So price has gotten into the zone. Now, this is basically where we're expecting that sell, or this is where we're anticipating the sell. Do you understand? So if you're on your charts now and then you're looking to enter a sell trade, this is the place for you to enter your sell trade because this is where price might potentially reverse. So once price taps here, if you're looking for extra confirmations, you look for it. Do you understand? If you're executing aggressively, execute aggressively without any extra confirmations. So let's say I played out. Hmm. We got just small cells. Okay, so this one did not really sell deeply, but then we got that whole sell at that level to the downside. Are you guys getting the idea of what we're doing? Are you guys getting the idea? So whenever
Yes,
you
sir.
have a low that price broke to the downside, when next price gets there, it's a potential place that you can look forward. A sell trade. Now let's look at a resistance turn to a support in this case. Now a resistance turn to a support is more or less the opposite. Now a resistance is more or less a high. Do you understand? So we got our high here. So our resistance level. Now, how does this turn to a support? Whenever I have a resistance, price comes to that resistance. Ideally, we're more or less looking to get a sell from that level. And then price doesn't sell there. Price actually breaks it. That's price passes it to the upside. Do you understand? Now, the thing here is that when next price, in this case now, what we have is an uptrend. After price creates a higher high, what we need to create next is what? A higher low. Do you get? So what the rule is more or less telling us is that when next price gets to this same level that was broken to the upside, it's a potential place that the higher low can be formed. Now, why is this interesting to us? This is basically where we can jump on our buys and then look to ride price to the upside. Do you guys understand? You can see that the concept is more or less very, very simple. It's more or less price passed a certain place, price came back to that place and then decided to respect it in this time. It more or less formed a wedge or more or less like a held price as it came back. Do you understand? So that's more or less what this whole thing is. Now, let's jump on our chart and then take a look at some examples. Let's see. If you know easy. Oh, I think there were a couple of trades I took. Was it like weeks ago on gold? Yes. So it's here. Are you guys with me at all? Please, if you're with me, drop emojis or you can just drop emojis or comments in the chat box. Let me know that I'm not speaking to myself. Okay, good, 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 good. So now if you look at this market currently, we just got like price was actually like okay, it's still in an uptrend because no break below really. But then we got this high here that price just formed. So if you look at this, we got this whole high here. That's a resistance level. Now let's play it and then see. You can see that price just passed it to the upside. Do you understand? So from the rule there is that once this sort of thing happens, what we're looking at is price break above or pass it, come back, tap this level, and then let this level hold price so that we get a reversal to the upside. Do you understand? So let's see how it played out basically. Good. Now, see this moment where price came back to tap inside. That's where we'll be looking to buy. Now, you can see that immediately this candlestick tapped inside, we got a rejection to the upside. So we're more or less looking to buy at this level. At this level now, we jump on the buys and then we're more or less targeting the highs. So let's see how it played out. You can see that from there, immediately price tapped inside. We just went inside deeply. Then the next thing was what? A reversal to the upside. Are you guys getting the idea? Good. So let's take a look at another example. I think this one, so I took this trade when it happened. So if you look at this one here, this market here, this one is more or less tricky, but then I'm still going to more or less explain it for you guys. So we had like this whole small high here, higher low, higher high, because they broke above this one, then higher low. You can see that price pushed up and then created this small high here. That was not a higher high because it's not break above the previous one. Do you understand? Now, price retraced to the downside and created a higher low. Do you get? So our previous high or our last resistance level in this case, our last resistance level is going to be this one here. This resistance level here. Do you get? That's our last resistance level. So in this case now, another thing I want to say is that you can see that we have another one here. Another resistance here. You can see that we have another resistance here. Now, what confuses people most times is that, but then this one is actually higher than this one. Do you get? The rule there is actually the last one, not the one that is the highest. If it's the one that is the highest, we'll go back, and go and find the highest resistance on gold. Do you understand? It's not the one that is the highest, it's the most recent one. So in this case, let's watch how price played out. So price broke above that most recent one. Do you understand? More or less pushing up. Now, what we're looking at is, or what the rule has said is that when something like this happens, we should look at price coming back to retest this level. Then we get a buy from here to the upside. So let's look at how it played out. Good. So at the top of this level now, that's basically what we'll be looking to buy. Do you understand? So something like this, we'll be looking at a buy here, a stop loss a few pips below, and then we target the highs, the 1 hour high, something like this. So let's see how it played out. Why is this one consolidating for a long time? Good. So you can see that price tapped that level and then more or less reversed to the upside. Are you guys getting this thing? Hope you guys are following this thing. So the summary of this thing is that this same support level that we're looking to basically buy or sell from can also be used, I don't want to say inversely, but then there are times where support will turn to resistance and then resistance will turn to support. Now, the way that happens is if price breaks any of them to the up or to the downside. So if price breaks a support to the downside, then we're looking at price going back there to tap and then sell. If price breaks a resistance to the upside, just like in this case, we're looking at price going back there to stop and then buy. Do you understand? That's just the summary of this thing. And it's something that is so simple and then powerful. It's so good that to a certain level, from especially traders that chase strategies or sophisticated strategies or traders that don't want to take losses in the market, they'll more or less be neglecting it because it's very, very simple and then straightforward. But it's the easiest way you can follow trends in the Forex market. Some people actually call them break and retests. It's very good with following trends. So if you have an uptrend, it's a simple way to follow it. So in this case now, this whole chart that I have here, if price actually breaks above this high here now, I have another buy opportunity because now I have another resistance here that can potentially turn to what is support. So anytime price breaks a high, you have a buy opportunity. You just have to wait for price to come back, tap that level, and then buy. Do you guys understand? So it's very, very easy. Do you get? And once price changes a trend, stop looking for. Let's say in this case, we're looking for a buy. If price changes this trend now, we'll stop looking for buys. Do you understand? We'll start looking for sells in this case. Or maybe it's a ranging market, then we'll see that. Do you get? So that being said, first of all, I'm going to be taking questions relating to this. Do you understand? I think our session will end in like 10 minutes. So I'll take like a couple questions on this topic, then we'll take questions on general topics also. So who wants to go first? If I have a question on this, you can ask.
Okay, hello, sir. I want to ask a question.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Okay. Okay, when my question is when identifying the structure,
Yes.
the trend of the market,
Yes.
do we consider the minor break of structure or just the major one?
So to answer this question, yeah, we really need to understand or demystify the whole concept of minor or major breaks of structure. Do you understand? So minor and major structures, yeah, are more or less all those structures that, like now I'm on the 1 hour time frame. There are certain moves that I'm not going to see on this 1 hour time frame. Do you get? So look at all this whole push to the upside here. This whole push to the upside here. If I go to like the
Okay.
15 minutes time frame, all those series of higher highs and higher lows I'll see. Those are where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That price. Oh shit. Let's go charts. Who they laugh? Nazada they laugh. Because I know he was the one that was complaining about. Okay, good, it's back. So now you see all these series of higher highs and higher lows on the 15 minutes time frame. Those are minor structures. Do you understand? So if you're
Okay.
on any time frame, if you see any break of structure, please, it's a break of structure. Do you understand? Follow it for what it is.
Hmm? Wow, you're very nice, Krishna. That was wrong. Thank you both. Welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Who did he welcome like that?
Me, boss.
Okay, so now the thing is, if like on this time frame now, I have something like this. Let me go to somewhere like, so you see all these highs here, all these highs and lows here. All these are highs. Do you get? I'll highlight all those resistance levels, all those resistance levels, all those highs are resistance levels. Do you understand? Whether it's small or big, as long as I can clearly see it. Remember, the keyword is clearly see it. Do you understand? So something like this one here. See this one here. I can,
Okay.
this one is more or less to a certain level debatable. Do you understand? So it's something that I'll look at it that, oh, that's a resistance, but another person will take it that from here to, let's say here, it's one move. Do you understand? So I cannot clearly see that one, so I cannot identify that one. So now that's something that I can call a minor structure, because if I go to like the 15 minutes time frame, I'm going to see that high very, very clear. Do you understand?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
No worries. Any other question relating to this?
Not
Yes.
related to so okay. Make person laugh.
Oh yeah, now I think was it London that was wanted to ask a question about what was Xander.
Yes, me actually.
Okay,
Good
what's
evening.
good then?
So my question is where are we going to at what level are we going to place our stop at?
Our level. Um,
Yes.
so the simple way of putting your stop loss and take profit levels is, it depends if you're start entering aggressively or conservatively. So if you're entering aggressively, if you're entering aggressively, in this case now, your entry is at this level here. That's this where you're looking to buy. So your stop loss entry here, your stop loss is going to be where once price gets to, this whole trend is going to be invalidated, and that's this low here. So once price comes here, taps this level and then doesn't buy, as long as it's still above the previous higher low, the trade is valid. Do you understand? But once it breaks it, there's a shift in market structure. Do you understand? So what if we eventually get it buy? Where do we take our profit? That's actually another valid question. So in this case now, it's the most recent high. That's the next resistance level. Because price might just tap this level and then decide to reverse. So we're looking to exit before the reversal. Do you understand? So for a downtrend, it's more or less the inverse. So it's the reverse of this whole thing. So we got something like this. Our entry is gonna be here. So entry here. Stop loss will be above that lower high. Then we'll target the most recent lower low. So that's basically it. So we have 5 minutes left. So you guys can ask questions outside this topic also.
Okay. Yeah, I want to ask no. So once we are, if we are entering aggressively, should we set our surplus and take profit in the 1 hour time frame or using the 5 minute time frame?
No, it's going to be the 1 hour time frame. Wait. Joy, are you in the same place with somebody? Because I'm
Yeah,
getting feedback from
you
somebody's
hear
system.
me.
Oh yeah, now. So now, your anything that makes you to go to a lower time frame to jump on your trade, then you're actually entering conservatively. Do you understand?
So it's too risks to it's too hard a
Okay.
better risk to reward.
Honestly, even a 1.5 is a good risk to reward. Do you understand? Why in the business of making money, we're not in the business of risk to reward.
But if you do that 1.5 is to 1, if you take 3 trade loss before coming back,
Yeah, that's why I said that, man. So you cannot have like a 50% win rate. Okay, 50% win rate is actually cool. You can actually do well with a 1.5 RR. But if you have like a 40% or a 30% win rate, you cannot say you'd be doing a 1.5 RR. Now, it doesn't mean you should be forcing your risk reward. So if
so
you're
I this win rate.
what?
So I this win rate based off your strategy or based on the person itself.
There are a lot of things that come to affect your win rate. So now I've been using the same strategy for years. Do you understand? But then my win rate over the years have increased. Is that one is based off of experience. So it's not even about strategy again. Do you understand? So there are a lot of things that affect your win rate. But then at every point in time, it's good to actually know what your win rate is. So the easiest way you can do is just back test. So carry your strategy or you can forward test. So take 1 month, just execute your strategy. Like plainly, don't add any additional trades. Just execute what you know as your strategy. When you finish, calculate how many trades you got. Inside those trades, how many wins did you get? How many losses did you get? So it's from there that I can get your win rate this thing percentage.
Okay.
Yeah. So another thing I'll say is that for those of you that are not on the group chat, I'm on the Telegram community. I've been trying to migrate this community to Discord, but as if I don't like Discord. You guys don't like Discord?
Which one is this cutter?
Jesus. Okay. So Discord is more or
We
less
love it. Oh, we love this class.
you love Discord. Let me see if I can open my Discord before let me paste the link to the Telegram first.
To me, I actually feel Discord is a little bit complicated.
Yes.
So
It's not actually
I've
straightforward.
been trading. So I've been trading everything in my trading plan. Like trading well, perfect according to my trading plan, but yet I still
Yeah.
have up to 5 losses per row. So is it to adjust your trading plan
How
or
many trades do you get like in a day?
one?
One. And then you're having 5 losses in a row. So if you do
Yeah.
something for me,
What was that, sir?
your next 10 trades, send me screenshots of it before and after. Can you do it?
Okay, sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Oh yeah, no problem then.
Yes, sir. I know say you already sabi with the success.
Eh?
Just could be. Now you can't do Bini branch.
No. I'm back
Now
to
you did Bini branch. Now you can't do Bini branch.
Abuja.
Okay.
Come, Shane, I've been in you day.
Yes, now I did Bini. I had to make me. I swear I didn't know
Why
far
no
from
come tell
Bini.
me say you did Benin now? Now when I don't come back, you tell me say you did Benin.
No, I just enter on Wednesday. I've been
Okay,
doing
I
Lagos
think I
before.
might
I
be
just
going
enter
back.
on
I
Wednesday.
might be going back to Benin next month. I don't know yet. That's not been confirmed yet.
Next month.
Yeah.
No problem.
Oh, yeah, now so we have just like 1 minute left. So guys, while we're here, if you have any more questions, I just sent a link to the Telegram group in the chat side in the chat section. So click on the link, join the group, and then you can ask more questions there. And if you have any problems, please feel free to reach out. And don't forget,
Let me quickly ask
our
this.
Forex giveaway is coming up. Why not? It's on this place to market. Oh, yeah. Good night, guys.
Can we infuse fib retracement to this stuff?
That's a different system entirely.
Okay.